Greetings Capricorn. Hey, welcome to your March reading with me, and thank you all for joining me from wherever you are viewing this around the world. We will be using those 3 different decks of cards you see before you, possibly one more, I'm not sure at this stage. We walk into March with the same type of energies that have surrounded us for 2020. They are pretty turbulent, they are full of change if nothing else. I have said for a long time that this decade of the 20s is carrying with it the biggest change I believe many of us as humans will see on the planet, more immense than we can imagine at this point in time. And by the time we get to the end of this decade, we will look back in awe at what we have all been through and what type of changes have taken place. This year we have a Saturn-Uranus square that seems to rule a lot of the energies. The first one was the other day on February the 17th, then we have one on June the 14th and December the 24th. Uranus is a major player in 21 and it is also the ruler of Aquarius. So Uranus represents innovation, freedom, change and escaping from our comfort zone. Saturn, the other half of the square energy, represents authority figures, rules, boundaries, traditional establishments, and he is the planet of karma. So make no mistake, we are experiencing massive karmic shifts on this planet, both at the end, well, not both, but at multiple levels: the individual, the intercommunal, the global, the planetary. So Gaia herself is also experiencing karmic shifts and releases, and then out into the galactic energy field. So much is changing around us, and these karmic shifts are part of the massive change that is taking place over the next decade. Look, it could even be longer than a decade, but it's probably about as far as I've tuned into. Expect change at every level. I have done some work for you last week before I started your reading, and I took some notes, some intuitive notes that came through, so I will read those out for you now. The first word here I've got for you is wow. You are in a place where the universe is pulsing. There is a potential for big change for you guys. The universe is pulsing energy, ideas, manifestation to you. But the big question is, will you see it? Do you know how to uplift it and get it to work for you? You may receive financial benefits, also people who will support you on your journey one way or another. This could be a new beginning at many levels of awareness and love. So when I was doing all the messages, I felt yours was a very positive one that came through. So I will be interested to see how that reflects itself now in the cards as we do the reading. I'll shift these 2 decks of cards here to make it a bit of easier, and we will start with this one. This is for Capricorn for March 2020. What is in store for them? Oh, here we go. The Moon, the Hanged Man, the Emperor, 3 big major Arcana cards. Pardon me, 4. And they are all in the same colour palette, the blue and the violet. So the blue is the throat chakra energy, and then the violet is the crown chakra. So this is about communication. Now this can be communication at the human level, talking to others, or intercommunication at a broader level, but also from the crown chakra perspective, this is communication with the galaxy. This is going out to the cosmos and receiving downloads or information or expansion or awareness. There's something big coming in that could be changing a whole dynamic in your life, and in particular the way you understand your soul's journey. So for some of you this might be like an epoch or a rising of the evolution of your awareness and your growth in your life. Oh wow, now you have the Ace of Wands. Look at that red amongst those other colour palettes, which are so much more muted. They might be muted, but they are very powerful. Now you have another one of these violet ones coming in for you as well. I'm feeling that if some of you are ready, you will hear so much from your higher self, or you'll become more aware from that perspective of life. You could hear higher consciousness or your higher self, spirit guide energy. You could hear galactic information coming in. You could be awakened in the crown chakra, which is the seat of our knowledge of understanding of life and the cosmos and our journey. This could be a very creative time. It could be a very sensuous time in many ways, like a euphoria or a bliss that might come across you in terms of your awareness and your understanding and your connection to yourself and the cosmos. Oh, what's going on here? That's an awful lot there. Let's see. More of a similar colour thing. Let's just say, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the major arcanas and an ace and the 6 of cups. So you've got the moon, the hanged woman or the hanged man, the emperor, the hierophant, and death. Let's see what story they're actually telling, and we'll see if we can pick up where we're headed here. The moon is about our feminine self. It's about our connection to the psyche, and the psyche is understanding all those messages that come from our outer energy field and come to us to give us insight and clarity and understanding. It's also a card of the emotions, so it heralds a lot of emotional perspective, perhaps more than a normal Capricorn, which is very much the thinking person and the grounded person. So because we've only got this one grounded card, or this one base chakra card, which is your grounded energy, I'm feeling that a lot of you are floating. You're like way up here, either feeling this expansion or feeling yourself growing or feeling some form of change coming in and connecting with it. And as I say, some of you may feel very euphoric or blissed out. It's hard to explain, but when you start to get that connection to the cosmos and you start to see the bigger picture, your grounded smallness, like down here, and I'm not referring to the ace as being small, but our groundedness seems more minute, if you like. It seems less real because we can see more, we can feel more, we can expand more. So this is where I say you may find that you get this great awareness, this opening, because your mind is open. It's open to the concepts of change, of direction, of encompassing greater thoughts, of philosophy, of awareness, of power, of the greatest power. But the moon can also represent deeds done at night, so hidden agenda things too, Capricorn, things that you might be wanting to hide from others. It can sometimes represent 3 people, and sometimes a water sign energy can be involved here. So your Pisces, your Scorpio, or your Cancer energies. Now, sometimes this can also represent affairs, so something hidden like that. You might become a third person in a party, or someone you're with might become a third person, or so on and so on. The hanged woman here, traditionally the hanged man, is another massive spiritual card, but it talks about being at the crossroads in life and being prepared to say to yourself, which road do I take? Do I go left or right? Do I make it this major decision that could change my life completely and change the direction I'm headed in? There's also, with the hanged person, a feeling of timing delay. Now, it could relate back to the moon and the moon cycles. It could also even relate to the eclipses that are coming in, and they start in May this year, I believe. It could relate just to full moon cycles where you feel more fertile, more ready to imbue the passion in life. So it could be talking to you about those timing events as well. The Emperor next to it is often associated with timing, so you've got 2 timing cards together, but generally this is March and April, because this is often a fire sign energy and often an Aries person. Now, he can be like a governor or a ruler or a bank manager or a tax person, or someone that you seek mentorship from, or you go to him for a firm base or structure. He may be someone who helps you or supports you. He's quite stern, he's quite firm. He tends to want things done his way. For some of you, he may be a lover that turns up, which may be this card over here. For others of you, he is more of a person who is there to help in a mentoring way or in a more of a capacity of a legal manner. So he can be to do with things like government institutions, and so can this one over here, the Hierophant. So there are two of them here together that could represent signing up for something or seeing a government department or being involved in big corporations. Now, many years ago, I met a lady, and I'm sure that she interpreted one of these cards as going to something like the government to apply for a passport or to apply for a visa to go to a certain country to live in. So some of you may be doing that to immigrate or immigrate somewhere. So there may be the thoughts of travel or moving on your mind as well. The Hierophant also talks to us about philosophical based understandings, about the raising of the awareness. If you see in this card here, this big third eye up here, it's like you become possibly really passionate about the spiritual side of life or theologies or philosophies. It might be that you feel more imbued to learn more about our historical human journey of religion or history within certain countries and how they were established and how religions may have taken their toll or their hold on what and who we are now. Some of you may feel called to do religious studies or spiritual studies or open yourself up more or receive more downloads of information. So do you see where I'm coming from when I said there's so much in here to me about a spiritual connection or like a bolt out of the blue that hits you or an awareness, but there's also communication with these two blue cards. This Ace of Wands is a beautiful card for anyone to get. It's a powerful card. It does have the power of the base chakra. It is often to do with career. It can be new career opportunities coming in because it's an ace. It's a very benevolent card. It's all about new beginnings. It's coming to you. It's ideas, conception, fertility, passion, excitement, growth, going in a new direction, and it's just coming. The Six of Cups can often be about reunions, going back in time, visiting a place you haven't been for a long time, visiting or seeing family members, going back to school reunions or meeting with people from that type of era, also seeing family members you may not have seen for a long time. It's a warm, inviting cup that talks of love and support and nourishment. The Death card, really, what more do you need to say? It is about saying goodbye to the old and welcoming in the new. It's a new paradigm. It's a new you. There's something that's metamorphosizing, and I don't even know if that's a word, but it's doing it. It's metamorphosizing in your life, and it's your evolutionary cycle of change. It can mean a new job. It can mean a new country, a shift. A new relationship. It can mean a new health paradigm coming in. You name it, the Death card can be it. Oh wow, and the Tower as well, insinuating that change is foremost and on its way, and maybe change for the better. If any of you have had habits or something that's been hanging around your neck that's been stifling you or preventing you from moving forward, this is the time to break free from it. This is the time to give yourself the courage to step out and put that energy of the solar plexus chakra and regain any power that you may have lost, whether it be through fear or trepidation or illness or lack of something, like lack of manifesting or lack of insight or lack of energy, any of those things. So the Tower frees you up from restrictive negatives that may have held you back or held you captive. The Four of Coins, that's the one card coming in now with the color of the green, which is the heart chakra. This card talks about feeling as though you need to hold on to your money and worried about it a little bit, as if you're worried you're going to spend too much, or you haven't got enough for your deposit for something, or you think someone else might take it. But in reality, the card says you actually have quite a lot of money. I mean, look at it there. It's all, you've got a lot of money all gathered around your chest. And so if this is the heart chakra, this is the emotions again. Now, I have found before that this card can sometimes mean there is a bit of gift of money coming to you, sometimes from a family member. However, it may have something tied to it. So sometimes you can be loaned a bit of money, but that family member says, like an older auntie or a grandmother or something, and they say, "That's all right, dear, you can have that money, but you've got to visit me 5 times a week." So it can be like that. It can have a bit of a tie with it. So fabulous reading there, Capricorns. I think it's really deep. I think it's far more powerful than I have given it the time to escalate the depth of the meaning of the messages, because you have so many major arcana cards, and they're quite powerful, gutsy ones as well. But I think that's up to you guys to feel into the month and to listen to those messages, go within and see how you can manifest the changes that you want to come on board, and how you can actually get them into your life in this timeline. Journey. Well, we've talked about that. That's kind of like the death card. You're going on this journey. It's about starting out, not necessarily knowing, and it happens in the night time, or you can't quite see exactly where you're going, but you're not afraid to. So you're breaking free. It's time to move into the next aspect of your life's journey and apply some strategy. Don't just do this willy-nilly. This is a big move. This is a big change that has the opportunity of coming, and it could involve journeying, as well as the need to deploy strategy, and also journaling. So write things down, write things that come to your mind that could be indicators of a future course or destiny that you could take. Financial constraints, you were worried a little bit about it in here with this card. Maybe some of you are spending a lot, maybe you want to spend a lot, and maybe you haven't quite got the money for this thing that you want to do. I see again this journal down here, so I'm thinking that writing or communicating in writing may be important to this aspect of your finances. If some of you are wanting a lot in terms of money and you're not quite there, then this could be the way to do it. Strategizing something, putting some form of method or plan into place to get you where you want to be. So don't underestimate the value of that either. The Angel of Strength. This has been out so much in March. I'm not sure what it means, but it means, I'm not sure what it means, but it means, I mean, really, let's just go back, wind that one back. I'm thinking that the Angel of Strength is showing itself because we're coming into March and then into Aries energy, where Mars is going to be ruling, and it's a very powerful planet, and there is a lot of speculation that there will be a lot going on when this energy field is out, and it will affect any of you wherever you have Aries or Mars in your astrological house. So some of us may feel this strength of energy coming in, and when it does, we can achieve a lot. We can powerhouse through things. We regain our personal strength, our inner strength, our physical strength as well. So utilize this Angel of Strength to help wherever you feel the need in your life that you would like to deploy the help of this. And the next card is Action, and this can be moving again, and we've talked a little bit about moving before. This is also a very spiritual card in terms of the fact that this is black and white, night and day, yin and yang, male and female. It's understanding the balance of the nature of the power of the universe. And when we get to that stage, we have become enlightened. We've become aware of cosmic energies and understanding how vast it all is. So the action can be action of the mind and knowledge and awareness and attainment. But it can also be physical action, such as moving or driving somewhere, going on a road trip, going on a holiday, something to do with vehicles, purchasing a new car or driving somewhere in a car. Sometimes this can also be to do with a job offer as well. One more from this deck for Capricorn. It's this one. Ah, beautiful. The Angel of Love. Now, this is really interesting. She doesn't come out a lot. I use this deck of cards for a lot of different clients and often on the channel, and she doesn't really pop out that frequently. So for whatever reason she has called into your reading, it could be self-love, which is very valid, but it could also be a more expansive, broad love. So love of people around you. It can also be romantic love. And when you look at the card close up, there's this beautiful, gentle hue of rose tint that just goes through, washes over the entire card and brings this feeling of peace and calm and security and gentleness. It is a very, very soothing, love-filled, light-filled card. So if any of you want to take a photo of this and utilize it for bringing in the energies of love at whatever level you wish to attract it to, then feel free to take a photo of this card and utilize it for these, for however long you like. It could be all year if you wanted it to be. The last deck, a Doreen Virtue Angel Therapy deck. This is for Capricorn. What do we have in store? Fairies. You have a bond with fairies and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. So being outdoors, just meditation even, just taking time out, calming yourself, being still to experience that connection with Gaia and nature, and daydreaming. And this is where you might find some of your connection to that higher self, to the cosmic energies. Some of you may have real interactions with nature in the month with the animal kingdom, the butterflies, birds, things like that, but you may also feel or see like fairies or pixies, especially if you're in woodland areas or even in a backyard where there's lots of beautiful lush planting or greenery. They can also be really sprightly and help bring liveliness and a light-hearted energy to you if you are feeling down for any reason. Capricorn, is there anything else in here for them? Cancel, clear and delete. Use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. Well, it's quite a clear message to end your reading with. It's powerful. It's freeing you up from something, maybe some karmic relief or paying back a debt. So even though it's one card with a quite short, succinct message, it could be going a lot deeper for some of you. Anyhow, ponder that and ponder what it means to you. We will finish your reading there. It's been a fabulous one to do. There's lots of gorgeous highlights in it. I wish you all the very, very best as you move into the rest of 2021 and take the energy of this reading with you, strategize and implement it the best you can, and good luck with everything you endeavour to undertake. Much love everyone. Namaste.